Well, hello again everybody. We're now at Higher Treskillard Farm Caravan Motorhome Club CL. It wasn't a bad journey here. It took us about 4.5 hours I think in total. No major traffic problems and pretty much dual carriageway and motorway all the way. Did stop for one break for a little bit of lunch, but other than that we just whizzed straight through. And it is a lovely, well cared for CL. We've got hard standing pitch with electric hookup. The water tap is just by the entrance here. We filled up on arrival. Each pitch has got its own little bench, which is a lovely touch. There's the little rubbish bin section. Grey waste disposal. A little dog walking field. We of course haven't got a dog, but handy for some. And at the end of the dog walking field, you've got the chemical waste disposal point. Well, what a lovely little CL, and it's very handy for this year's National Association of Mine History Organisations conference, which is just down the road in Camborne. So after a quick bite to eat, I'm off down to the conference venue to register. It's not far, just 1.5 miles or so from the campsite. On the way though, I passed these old mine ruins which I just had to stop and have a look round. And of course there's loads of these, almost too many to count, scattered on the countryside all around Camborne. Saturday morning, I think I'm going to have a fairly full day at the conference today. I think it's mainly lectures this morning, and I do have an underground mine trip this afternoon that I should be able to cycle to. I think there might be some publicity restrictions on the mine and visiting, so I might not be able to video too much there. Nikki's going to spend the day in the van doing her craft bits and pieces, I think. And yeah, let's see how much I can get for you today. And as you can see, I've got the e-bike all loaded up with my caving gear ready. I'm looking forward to this. Well, no need for my bike after all. One of the other delegates has kindly taken me to my mine trip in his car because he is on the same trip. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't show the inside of that mine because there's a bit of a publicity ban on what goes on in there. But it was a fantastic trip, saw a lot of interesting stuff. I've come back to the motorhome now, and Nikki has been very busy with her craft projects. Thank you, darling.
I've got another one here. This one's quite good, actually.
Well, it's Sunday morning now. It's a bit overcast again, but quite nice and mild. We had a lovely evening last night. Went back down to the conference venue, had a good old chat with some old friends at the conference dinner. It was like a buffet dinner this year, but
that's a bit rude. I'm telling them you said that.
Yeah, well, we're all getting older a little bit, aren't we? So yeah, a bit of a day off today. We're not going to go in to the lectures today. We're going to have a bike ride and maybe go and see a few different places in the area. So come along with us and we'll see what we can find. Well, we got to our first little stop, just a very, very short cycle ride from the campsite. We're at the Great Flat Lode, which is... It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I have the same problem. So yeah, we're at the Great Flat Lode, which is South Wheal, Francis, and come and look at all the old mining remains here. Well, what a absolutely magnificent place. So this is the remains of the winding engine house for South Wheal, Francis. Now I guess this is the base for the winder. And I've now come over to the boiler house, so this must be an absolutely massive boiler in here. It's a huge boiler house, and yeah, there's the engine house over there, and of course the chimney. And just in front of the engine house we've got the main shaft. Look at that. Yeah, lovely big engine house. That shaft we're just looking down is Marriott's shaft. We're now inside the compressor house. Look at these massive bases for the compressors. Must have been quite a thing when they were working. So yeah, there you go. There is the compressor house. A very impressive site this, well worth a visit and a look. And this massive structure here is the base of the ore bins. And there's more South Wheal Francis workings over there. That's another pumping house, and that is a winding house. We've come the, I think, unofficial way to have a look at the pumping and winding houses. There you go, look at that. What a beauty, eh? Is the pumping engine house on Pascoe's shaft, all part of the South Wheal Francis set. And there's the winding engine house, presumably That building at the side is for the winder. There's not much gets past me, is there? Yeah, so this will be where the winder is, or was. Haven't seen the shaft though. Who knows where the shaft...
Well, Alex goes exploring, but he actually discovered that he's not as supple as he want. And then I heard this, I'm stuck, help, can't get down.
I've got the body of a 29-year-old, possibly.
Oh, you've been switching numbers around again.
So this is the miners' dry, and yeah, quite a big facility for them here. Just think what a busy industrial place this must have been once, and how many people must have been employed here. But yeah, absolutely beautiful place to visit. Highly recommend this if you are in the area, and it's all free to just rock up and wander around. Right, back on the bikes again, and we're off to visit King Edward Mine, which again is just a couple of miles away. Well, our next stop is the King Edward Mining Museum, which again, just a very short bike ride away from where we were previously at South Wheal Francis. Well, the visit here is by guided tour, and our guide was a very knowledgeable lady who took us through the whole site, through all the ore dressing plant, and explained all the equipment in great detail. There's no underground access here, but still well worth a visit to see all the intact processes from when this was a training mine for the Camborne School of Mines. So yeah, if you're in the area, definitely give it a look. Well, that was an absolutely excellent tour. Again, highly recommend that place. Really enjoyed that. And I think now we're going to head to the cafe and perhaps have a cup of tea and a little something. Well, Nikki is desperate to get down by the sea, so we're going to take our bikes now down to Portreath, which, again, it's not too far away, probably about 4 or 5 miles or so. So we've come to Portreath. Not too far a bike ride, but you do have to go through the middle of Camborne, or Poole rather, to get here. So not the most pleasant ride until you get here. Well, Nikki wanted herself a bag of crisps, so we had to go and find Nikki a bag of crisps. But now I think we're just going to have a little explore around, maybe a look on the beach. I think I see some caves down there on the beach, so you never know. Well, we're not going on the beach just yet, because Nikki wants to eat her crisps first, because she's worried she'll get sand in them.
Worse than sandy crisps.
There is nothing worse than sandy crisps, is there?
No, it's an extra crunch you don't need.
Have you finished your crisps now then, darling?
Are we doing a whole video on my habit of eating one packet of crisps?
Well, I think that people need to know about the precautions you take to avoid getting sand in your crisps.
Right. Anyone else got a life out there? Shall we just move on?
It is quite a wavy old sea. Nikki is now looking for some more of her sea glass. Not sure there's that much about. Possibly a bit of a cave here. Oh yes, it's got a bit of an upper level too, but not sure I'll be climbing up there today. Yeah, look at that. Well, that is a fairly respectable cave. There's some promising looking holes over there too. Now, what do you reckon to this one? It doesn't look too promising. No, I think this is the end of it. Let's go and check out the others. Yeah, this one looks a bit wet to explore. Let's have a little look in here. Bit wet on the floor, but I think I can bridge across. Foot on here, foot on there. Lovely. But that sadly is the end of this one. There is a nice little seat to sit on there. Right, this one is the prize, I think. I think this is the most promising looking one. Oh yes. Yeah, come to a little low section here. Well, we've got to get to the end, haven't we? And this is about it really. This is the end of the cave. Oh, splendid. Well, what an enjoyable little place that was. Oh, well, back at the van now for a well-earned tea. We covered about 6.5 miles today, and yeah, had an absolutely fantastic time. And yeah, just gonna chill out for a bit before we get our dinner ready.